famous Easter Road slope, which runs from left to right from the wide angle from where we're looking now downfield, and it's Hibs who will play in the first half with the slope, and they usually prefer to play up the slope in the first half and come down in the second. But Hearts will start the match playing up the hill, and the noise you hear coming principally from Hibs supporters, who aren't in any way disenchanted at this stage by the fact that their side has failed to score in 11 of their league matches so far. So Hearts get the match underway. They have the sign over Hibs at the moment. A win and a draw so far in the league. The win for Hearts by 3-0, as you saw before the match at Easter Road here. And that clearance there from Jimmy Sanderson. Will be very interesting to see the tactical changes made by the sides. Hearts certainly sticking to the three-man central defence, which has served them so well in recent weeks, with Jimmy Sanderson protecting Dave McPherson and Craig Levine. Although Hibs have set a problem right at the start of the match. There's Daniel Lennon playing the ball in. The head flick came from Billy Finlay. That's Paul Kane. Chance there for Paul Wright. Here's Brian Hamilton. And good positioning there. Made that look easy for Henry Smith. But Hibs opening up with three up front, and that may well surprise the Hearts defence. There's Paul Wright trying to control this and take on Sanderson on the run. It was Hamilton who set himself for the shot.
Yes, it's a bright start from Hibs, and just the start they could have hoped for. Obviously the big news for Hibs supporters is the inclusion of young Danny Lennon. His first start really, he's only came on as substitute, as you said, and that's a big surprise. Is it a gamble, is it a panic by Alec Miller, or is he taking a calculated risk knowing that the boy can do it? It really is something to throw someone in his first game in a local derby.
And Danny Lennon replacing Mickey Weir, who's injured. He would normally have worn that number 7, which Lennon is playing in tonight. So Morden McLeod can certainly dig this from long range. So too can Brian Hamilton. Paul Wright also with a lot of power in the shot. There's Morden McLeod. Well, disappointment there for the Hibs assistant manager and player assistant manager at that.
Yes, I think he'll be very influential and important for them, Murdo, with his vast experience of playing for Celtic, for Scotland, and obviously in the Bundesliga in Germany. And he's going to play a big important part tonight, of that I'm sure.
And the other alteration tactically made by Hibs is to throw Paul Kane into a striking role beside Paul Wright. They opened up with Lennon and Finlay up front with Wright, but that's now settled down with just Paul Kane in attack. And he's proved to be an extremely versatile player for Hibs. Played at full-back, he's played in midfield, but he has the touch to play up front, and he's done that many times before. The ball thumped clear there by Pat McGinley, former Blackpool player, wearing number 11, playing at centre-back for Hibs. John Robertson looking for possession, marked by Willie Miller. Another Willie Miller, of course, not the Aberdeen man. And a foul there by McGinley going into the back of Scott Crabb. Free kick to Hearts.
I think like most local derbies, it's what we're going to see early on. There'll be fierce tackling, plenty of pace in the game until it settles down a little bit.
So two Scottish international goalkeepers on show. The current incumbent is Andy Gorham in goal for Hibs. Henry Smith has only one cap, but he's certainly a very experienced goalkeeper. So Scott Crabb over the ball, so is Derek Ferguson. There's Ferguson. The likely player to take the free kick though is Crabb, I think. Carefully watched by Gorham.
Yes, this sort of free kick doesn't really trouble a goalkeeper of Andy Gorham's class, and he'll be happy early on to get a nice safe touch into the middle of his chest.
So the clearance there by Sanderson.
The one thing I do hope, Jock, is that as Gordon McQueen mentioned earlier, the wind here is swirling all around, it's blowing neither one way or the other, and I do hope it doesn't turn the game into a bit of a lottery, because we have got some fine players on the park.
Gary Mackay playing it forward. Here's Scott Crabb. Miller with the clearance. There's Paul Wright. Oh, he took a blow in the face there from Levine. Paul Wright caught the studs there in the face. The referee speaking to Craig Levine, although it did appear to be accidental. And Paul Wright appears to have recovered.
Yes, I'd be more surprised if the referee does anything other than have a word with him. It is a nasty one, it's very high, but I don't think there was any intent there in Craig Levine. The referee, quite rightly, has just had a quiet word with him.
An indirect free kick for dangerous play, indicated by the referee's upraised left arm. There's Paul Kane. McGinley firing that to the far post area. Well, that will not do Henry Smith's confidence much good. Well, an unusual fumble from the Hearts goalkeeper.
I think what happens here, purely and simply, he's got so much time, he knows he's not getting any challenge, and it's just a bit of lack of concentration. Probably looking what he was going to do with the ball before he's caught it there.
Well, he's a very experienced character, and that will not trouble him, I'm sure. Came from Leeds United in 1981. Here's Cahun breaking, and Graham Mitchell getting back with the challenge. Well, it's a very interesting Hibs formation. On the midfield they have Lennon on the right, Hamilton as the linchpin just in front of the back four, with Finlay pushing forward to support the front two, and Murdo McLeod on the left. Mitchell's header, helped on by Finlay. Hamilton using Willie Miller. Here's Kane. Now Lennon. The clearance from Berry. That's Gary Mackay. Crabb showing himself there and taken right out of the play by Mitchell. So a free kick to Hearts. Graham Mitchell just celebrating his 4th anniversary here as a Hibs player, and there's the tackle to celebrate the occasion.
Got there as quick as he could, didn't he, though?
So John Robertson hasn't been seen much in evidence so far in the match, but that tends to be the case for Robertson until there are chances going and begging inside the penalty area. Here's Gary Mackay. Clearance by Milne. Now Cahun is in behind Milne, releasing the ball early. And it's fell in by Tosh McKinley. Andy Gorham was unsighted, there's no doubt about that. But Tosh McKinley scores his first goal of the season, and Hearts are ahead.
Well, there doesn't look any danger at all, does there, when the ball arrives at Tosh McKinley's foot. But I think it is Andy Gorham is unsighted. I think Willie Miller has lifted his foot up. I can't understand why he didn't try and block it, Willie Miller. If you just watch very carefully, he just lifts his leg over it, and that doesn't help his goalkeeper at all, and it just sneaks in the corner. But what a start for Hearts. The one thing Hibs didn't want to do was lose a goal early on.
So Tosh McKinley, a £300,000 signing from Dundee a couple of years ago. He has a very good left foot, and he used it to good effect there, but it really was effectively a dummy by Willie Miller, which deceived Andy Gorham. And that goal coming in just about the first Hearts attack. Sums up Hibs' season so far. Here comes Willie Miller. The clearance by Sanderson. Hamilton spinning on the ball, but being given no room at all by Ferguson. That's a free kick.
Well, now it means, Jock, that if Hibs want to win this, they've got to do something that they haven't done all season, and that's put the ball in the back of the opponent's net twice.
Yes, they haven't managed that in a league match throughout the entire season. McGinley's free kick. There's Cahun back to Mackay. McGinley on his own. Now Finlay, under 21 international Billy Finlay, running into a blind alley there though. And a free kick given for a late challenge there by Callum Milne. Well, Milne certainly a very tough tackling defender for Hibs, but he was a little bit overzealous there, and referee Jimmy Duncan really is making the point very clearly to the young Hibs defender. John Cahoon was the victim.
Yeah, good refereeing though, Joe, because I think it's all too easy for a referee early on to whip out the yellow card and book someone and set a precedent, and he's got to keep doing it all game. But he's just had a stern word with 1 or 2, that's good refereeing. But now's the time when people like Murdo McLeod come into his own. He's really got to pull his team together now. Just settle him a little bit. The goal has really unsettled him, and they've got to settle back down again, forget what's going on, and just try and get the way back into this game.
Well, it's a great piece of business that by Hearts. Back from Robertson to McKinley. Ball was carried out for the Hibs throw. Well, Tosh McKinley began his career at Dundee as a full-back partner to Stuart McKimmie, the Aberdeen full-back. They're both moving on to other clubs. And McLeod there, brushing against Jimmy Sanderson. McLeod unhappy about the fact that the free kick has gone to Hearts. Hearts have possession again. They really are taking the game with the scruff of the neck now, following that opening goal. Berry putting a good pass to the left. This is Crabb. Now Levine. Wasn't quite kept in play by McKinley. Here's Paul Wright. Well, the only consolation, I reckon, for Hibs in losing the first goal is that they've lost it early enough to do something about it.
I don't think Alec Miller will agree with you on that though, Joe, I must admit.
Sanderson's pass back, cut off. Chance now for Hibs. Here's Billy Finlay. Smith is back at his goal line now. The chance may have been lost. Well, things again not running for Hibs in front of goal. Billy Finlay missing an excellent opportunity there to open the Hibs account. Paul Kane winning the throw, the tackle by Neil Berry. This is Hamilton. Levine now to Crabb. Mackay's pass, finding McKinley in lots of space. An awkward one for Mitchell. Determined challenge by young Lennon. And the flag is up on the near side against Paul Wright. Started his career at Aberdeen, then went to Queen's Park Rangers.
I think that chance we've just seen, no joke, it's the kind of chance that you don't pass up in games when your team aren't scoring many goals this season. And it really was a glorious opportunity for him to get right back into the game early. But typical of their season, they once again spurned a glorious opportunity.
So referee Duncan ensuring that the Hibs wall retreats the required distance. So 4 in the wall. Dave McPherson up with the attack, so is Craig Levine. Cahoon leaves it to Crabb. Chance for McPherson on the turn. Hearts are 2 ahead. And once again Andy Gorham was rooted to the spot. Oh, what an incredible goal for Hearts. It's McPherson's 3rd of the season.
Well, once again, you can only fault the defending from Hibs. They've had opportunities to clear it, but Dave McPherson just turns, and the deflection does nothing for Andy Gorham, does it? I'm sure Craig Levein, if you watch this, he'll be putting his claim on this goal. It actually comes off Craig Levein's backside, but for me it's down to Dave McPherson.
Andy Gordon once again helpless there as Hearts go 2 in front. And what an incredible start to this derby match. What can Hibs do about it? Well, the first thing they've done is send their substitutes out for a warm-up. And McPherson always a menace inside the opposing penalty area, as these goals testify. There's Willie Miller. So a throw to Hibs. Well, as Andy Gray was saying, the organisational ability of Murdo MacLeod will be crucial now if Hibs are going to fight back here. An amazing scoreline so early in the match. Very contented Hearts management team. Joe Jordan in the middle, Frank Connor, his assistant, on the right.
Berry likes coming to this ground as well, Jock. Their only away win in the league this year so far was in the corresponding fixture here when they won 3-0. So I'm sure Joe would love to come here every week so far.
And the irony is, of course, that second Hearts goal came just after Billy Finlay's chance for Hibs. There's Brian Hamilton. Good turn by Wright. Losing out to Berry. And the player penalised there is Paul Wright, exchanging what certainly aren't pleasantries with Neil Berry. Paul Wright and Neil Berry having an angry exchange there.
Yes, I think it's just what happens after the ball there. They're just a little bit in, they go. Frustration, I'm sure, from Paul Wright as well. I mean, he couldn't have hoped that his team would be 2-0 down at this early in the game. And it's a real test of character. Alec Murrah must wonder when his season's going to turn round for him. And what a test for a character for his team, though, if they could pull something out tonight.
Well, Alec Miller, a manager who works perhaps harder than any other in the game, but things not going right for him at this stage, although Murdo MacLeod coming forward now. There's Graham Mitchell. And how did that stay out? Paul Kane inside the 6-yard box. It was a brilliant move, this, from him, set up by Callum Milne. There was Mitchell.
Well, it's really not running for you, is it, when that happens? Paul Kane only needed the slightest of touches, but just wasn't enough.
Finlay with a corner kick. And bumping and barging inside the penalty area. And an excellent shot, rifled in there by Danny Lennon. That would have been a great start to his first team career.
Yes, he really gets hold of it, doesn't he? It must seem amazing to him to be 2-0 down when they've had probably the two best chances of the match have fell to them, and yet they're still 2-0 down.
There's Lennon. Brian Hamilton playing it forward. Levein is first to the ball for Hearts. Murdo MacLeod into space there for Wright, just out of reach. Henry Smith judging that to perfection. Well, already we've seen clear signs, though, that Hibs have not by any means given up the ghost. Scotland coach Andy Roxburgh in the director's box. A number of international candidates on the field: Craig Levein, Dave McPherson, Andy Gorham, Murdo MacLeod, and of course John Robertson in attack for Hearts. And John Cahoon in current form must be a candidate. That's a bad tackle by Willie Miller on Scott Crabb. There could be trouble here for Miller, who was ordered off on Boxing Day, or sorry, just 10 days ago he was ordered off. There's Miller going in, and Miller ordered off against St Mirren 10 days ago, making it very difficult for himself for the rest of the match after that reckless challenge.
That's always wonder about defenders at times when they get booked for reckless and stupid challenges in the middle of nowhere. And as you quite rightly say, it puts him under immense pressure now, and he's tackling for the rest of the game.
McPherson in the box again, looking for More goals. He's the target. It's well won by McGinley. The back from Sanderson. Well, it really is remarkable that Hearts are ahead by 2 goals, and none of their much vaunted front 3 have found the net. 2 of their defensive players. There's a heavy tackle by Hamilton on Cahoon. Well, Hibs becoming just a little bit irate, I think. Their frustration becoming more and more evident all the time.
Yes, and once again, it's one of them with the balls in the air, and John Cahoon just tricks him out of it. And Brian Hamilton's just a little bit late. Keep them down, he said.
So John Cahoon needing a lot of a treatment here from Alan Ray, the Hearts physio. 20 minutes of the match gone. Hearts leading by 2-0. And they'll be very anxious to restore John Cahoon to full fitness. Well, Joe Jordan had a very tough time early in his career at Hearts, but things beginning to come right now.
And you'd never guess from that shot his team were 2-0 up, would you?
Well, he has chosen for his number 2 on his right there, on the right of the picture rather, Frank Connor, the former Celtic assistant manager, who's a very volatile coach indeed. And an excellent contrast for the calm demeanour of Joe Jordan.
Can't be Joe Jordan the player you're talking about then.
Oh, that's Joe Jordan the manager. Up goes McPherson, that's a good header. Hamilton first to the ball for Hibs. There's Paul Kane. It's played back by Berry. Cahoon going up there with Milne. Cahoon appears to have recovered fully now from that chest knock. It's back with Gary Mackay. There's Mitchell. Hamilton to Milne, and you have to hand it to Hibs. They've continued to try to play football whenever that possession. And with Hearts doing something similar, it's becoming very entertaining indeed. Hamilton going in heavily on Robertson. The referee waving play on, although he may have a war with Hamilton again, I suspect, when the match settles down or the ball goes out of play. Greg Levine at full stretch there. He caught that ball in his chest despite appeals for handball. Here's McLeod. Now right. Taken out of the play there by McKinley. Well, it really is a derby match, Andy. Here's Paul Kane. Lennon crossing the ball for goal right, hopefully, but he couldn't get on the end of that. Here's Lennon again. Mackay going up with Hamilton. There's Derek Ferguson. Ferguson again. Here's Lennon. He has McLeod ahead. And once again, the Hearts goal survives that effort from Brian Hamilton. The deflection, carrying the ball wide of the target, in direct contrast to the Hearts effort from Dave McPherson.
Well, they're getting absolutely no luck whatsoever, Hibs. They're definitely back in this game. There is no doubt about that. They need a bit of luck, Jock. Need something to go their way in front of goal. At the moment, nothing is.
So here's Finlay now with the corner kick. Once again, it's off the line from Tosh McKinley. Pat McGinley coming in from the back for Hibs. Well, what do they have to do to score? So still no luck for Hibs. They have Billy Finlay again with a corner kick. And a bit of bumping and boring inside the area. The free kick goes to Hearts. Well, the hurly-burly of a derby match, Andy, and Hibs really are putting everything into it now.
It's a tremendous start to a derby match, Jock. You mentioned it was getting exciting. It's been exciting since the first whistle. We've had 2 goals from a team who have really been up against it for most of the first 22 minutes or so. And Hibs, a team that are struggling to score goals, creating chance after chance. Quite a great game at the moment.
Hearts coming forward again, Robertson and Crabb combining. Here's Tosh McKinley, missing out Robertson with the pass, and it is remarkable to think that Andy Gorham hasn't yet had a save in the match. Headed by Levine. Here's Derek Ferguson. Well, he hasn't yet had the chance to stamp his class on the match from midfield. Good tackle by McLeod on Robertson, who wanted much more time on the ball. Here's Paul Wright. Anxiety setting in there for Paul Wright. The ball was never fully under control when he tried that shot at goal.
Yeah, so just looking at the Hibs formation just now, Jock, they have made a slight change in their tactics. They've now brought Murdo McLeod in from the left into the middle and pushed Brian Hamilton a little bit wider on the left. I think that's sensible. Murdo McLeod's far more effective when he's involved in things right in the middle of midfield, and I'm sure he wouldn't have been happy out on the left side.
Cohen turning it back. John Robertson dropping into a midfield role for the moment. Here's Cohen. Good play by McKinley, making an angle on the left. Holding off Lennon. The dummy from Cahoon almost caused problems, but Callum Milne was very alert inside the 6-yard box for Hibs. Crabb back to Berry. And a great effort by Neil Berry. Well, certainly not renowned for goal scoring, but that tested Andy Gorham to the full.
And this is as good a strike as you're likely to see anywhere. It's a little lay off and Neil Berry steps forward onto it and hits it perfectly. And goalkeeper of the quality of Andy Gorham still didn't have a chance. That'd have been 6 inches lower, it'd have been taking the net off.
Well, Hibs with a free kick taken very quickly indeed. Here's Paul Wright, again finding a shooting chance, and it's off the post. There's Paul Kane with a rebound, and even that will not fall to a Hibs player. Well, Hibs really could scarcely be less fortunate.
Well, anything you can do, I can do so far in this game, apart from scoring, as Hibs. But what a strike again, and they're getting absolutely nothing going right for them.
Well, you have the distinct impression that if Hibs could snatch a goal, they would be right back in with a great chance of winning the match, despite their dreadful scoring record this season. Here's Robertson. Ball driven across by Scott Crabb. Well, that combination of Crabb and Robertson produced 39 goals last season for Hearts, so they're a constant menace to any defence. That's quite apart from the contribution also offered by John Cahoon. Sanderson's pass back.
I must say, Jock, for excitement and thrills, this is as good a first half hour of a local derby as I've seen for many a time.
Mitchell playing it forward, there's Sanderson. Gary Mackay trying to hold off Brian Hamilton. Mackay, another Scottish international who has been out of the international scene for some time though. Remembered for his winning goal against Bulgaria and Sofia, which sent the Republic of Ireland into the European Championships finals in 1988. Crabb is brought down by Mitchell. Frustration for the Hibs centre-back. Well, Graham Mitchell was signed on New Year's Eve 1986 from Hamilton Accies for Hibs. The snapping tackle from the rear taking away Crabb's legs. So no complaint there about the free kick, and some anxiety about the well-being of Scott Crabb. There's Graham Mitchell's background. Clearance by Mitchell once again. The Hearts, of course, in no particular hurry to get on with things. They know that Hibs still believe they have a real chance of doing something in this derby match, so with a 2-goal cushion, Hearts are happy to knock the ball around and keep possession. Here's John Robertson. Now Cahoon. McPherson's in the box, doing a bit of climbing though, on the shoulders of McGinley. So Lennon retrieves the ball. Hibs are in a hurry, of course. They want to get the ball downfield as quickly as possible. McPherson's header. Here's Wright, losing out to McPherson. McKinley looking for Cahoon. Here's Hamilton. And McLeod. Willie Miller coming from the right back position. Smith has committed himself to this. Well, a good clean catch from the Hearts goalkeeper. This kick-out will be against the prevailing breeze, which makes it a very good kick-out indeed. There's Cahoon. Crowd breaks on the right. And Mitchell turning the ball out for a Hearts throw. Well, it's a bleak, cold night here at Easter Road, but half an hour gone, Hearts leading by 2-0, and lots of entertainment being provided by these two sides. Here's Robertson, screens the ball so well, it's back to Cahoon. Well, Cahoon scored the equalising goal for Hearts at Celtic Park on Saturday.
And I do think this is a trio that Joe Jordan likes to play, Jock. I think when these three play together and it gives John Cahoon the free role to go anywhere, it does make them very, very difficult to pick up, and it makes them a handful for any back four.
It's on the way there by Miller. Crabb and McKinley. Ferguson a bit casual with the pass forward. Here's Lennon. Now Kane trying to make room for the shot. Well, you can see him try to swerve that in at the far corner. A very skillful player, Paul Kane.
Yes, he is, and very good playing up front, Jock, but I think he's desperately trying to get this onto his right foot. I don't think he was happy, never happy with having to take it on his left, and I think that showed in his finish. But he's certainly causing a few problems to certainly the three central defenders that Hearts are employing.
Well, he's packed in a great deal of experience in his career, despite his youthfulness. Paul Kane, referee Duncan gives the free kick to Hibs. Mitchell. The challenge is made by Sanderson. Ryan Hamilton couldn't come through that gap, and it's Gary Mackay. Good play from Hearts. Playing their way neatly out of trouble in their own half. And Pat McGinley racing across to make that clearance. John Cahoon applauding the pass from his teammates in their own half, the passing movement at any rate, and Hearts now the chance to test this Hibs defence. Here's Cahoon. Milne playing it forward, but straight to Mackay. Good play from Milne. Huge kick out that from Godham. Judged well by Craig Levine. Cahoon's pass intended to release Scott Crabb. Crabb missed the bulk of the early part of the season through a viral infection, which resulted in a very substantial weight loss. All right, being very carefully manoeuvred again by Dave McPherson. Mitchell kept the ball in play. And back it goes from McPherson. Hearts may now be thinking about the interval. They have 10 minutes to go to that point, and they will certainly want to preserve this 2-goal lead at that point. There's McGinley. Well, getting a cheer from the Hearts supporters for that clearance. Started his career at Blackpool. He's played all over the place for Hibs, Pat McGinley. He's played up front, he's played in midfield, now at centre back. And the free kick given against Brian Hamilton for his challenge from the rear. Here's Craig Levein. The interception made by Hamilton. Well, one of the young men in the game of whom there are great expectations, Brian Hamilton. There's Crabb. Supported now by Robertson. This is Cahoon. And the free kick given against Gary Mackay for making a path for John Cahoon. He took Callum Milne out of his defensive position to allow Cahoon to run towards the byline.
This has been a good little 5 minutes for Hearts, Jock, in respect that they've taken a little bit of the wind out of the sails of Hibs. They've had control of the ball, they've knocked it about very well, the passing's been excellent, and Hibs have just found it difficult to get back in and keep the momentum going. They'd like the pace of the game to stay fierce, but Hearts have done also well the last 5 minutes and calmed it down and passed it about.
Hearts coming forward again, and you wonder if that flurry until that point from Hibs, which produced nothing in terms of goal, has deflated them somewhat. Challenged by Levein, not penalised by the referee, and one of McLeod's shot carefully taken by Henry Smith. McLeod now having a word with the referee.
Yes, you can't help but think, and players do think, Jock, if things aren't going for them, and they have a spell such as Hibs have had in the first half hour, and they don't get anything before half-time, they'll be going in thinking, it's another one of those nights, and it really is impossible to stop players thinking that. They do feel they really do need a goal, just to give them that little bit of belief in themselves.
Robertson steering the ball from Brian Hamilton. There's Milne. McGinley turning it back. Well, the long high ball from Andy Gorham hasn't paid off so far in the match, with Dave McPherson and Craig Levein holding sway. McPherson that time inconvenienced by Paul Kane, an awkward one for Smith. Well, he made it look easy in the end. So Henry Smith doing well to clear the halfway line against the breeze. That's McGinley. McGinley making certain there's no problem about the pass back. Well, it hasn't been the kind of game, Andy, to let us see the real intricate creative ball skills of Derek Ferguson and Billy Finlay in midfield.
No, the middle of midfield actually has been quite fiercely competitive in there, Jock, and they haven't had time. None of them have had time. Murdo McLeod has not had time to show his skills. Brian Hamilton neither, and Derek Ferguson is falling into that. It's very much a battle in there at the moment. And Hearts, there's nothing much between them. It's just that Hearts have had the breaks when they've been in and around the area.
No break there for John Robertson. He's been penalised for handball as he controlled that long pass forward. There's Mitchell. And Jimmy Sanderson penalised for going in behind Paul Kane. But Paul Kane is very adroit at playing with his back to the opponent's goal. Screens the ball brilliantly. And gusting rain now blowing all over the stadium and straight into the commentary gantry. Andy Gray looking inconvenienced. Headed away by McGinley. Robertson towards Crabb. May not have the pace to go all the way himself, but has support now from Cahoon on the left. Good play by Cahoon. Down goes Crabb. The referee decides that was a dive. This is Gary Mackay. Couldn't set himself for a shot on target. Well, as if things weren't bad enough for Hibs, the conditions are worsening rapidly. It's a real January winter's evening in Edinburgh.
And I thought we were undercover in here as well, Joe. We're absolutely drenched.
So no joy there for Paul Wright. It's a free kick to Hearts, taken there by Sanderson. McGinley playing that into space. Dave McPherson is there first for Hearts. So we're entering the closing 5 minutes of a fiercely competitive first half. Hearts leading by 2-0, and that really is remarkable on the balance of play. Good challenge made by Mitchell. Well, Wright all on his own through the middle, with two defenders climbing all over him, Sanderson and Levine. Wright thought it should have been a free kick. Referee Duncan disagreed. Slip there by McPherson. Well, that's where we are in the commentary gantry. It's all glamour in this game. There's Scott Crabb. Pat McGinley doing well. Good play there from McLeod. Lennon has looked very sprightly so far in the match, but not quite so accurate with the pass.
The curse of a commentator. Just about to give somebody some plaudits and makes a mistake.
Yes, John Cahoon looking for support in the box. Willie Miller almost dwelling too long in possession. Well, exchanging an angry word or two with Andy Gorham, and Gorham certainly making his point plainly to his young teammate. Good challenge by Levine. This is Robertson. Back it goes from Callum Milne. Well, it really is of some significance, I think, that Hibs can conjure up something now, just before the interval. It could transform the game.
Yes, and I think the tide is turning against them. They've had 10 or 15 minutes now where they haven't really troubled the Hearts' defence, and they caused them all sorts of problems in the first half hour. And I think Alec Miller will be quite happy now to get his team in the dressing room at half-time, just to get them G'd up again and set them out for the second half.
Gorham coming out to challenge with a header. There's Gary Mackay, and Hearts have scored a third. Well, the Hearts fans are jubilant. Andy Gorham cannot believe this. Well, it certainly must be called an error of judgment by Gorham.
Well, certainly the flight of the ball deceives him. I'm sure Andy Gorham's coming out to catch that, realises he's going to be outside the box, but what composure from Gary Mackay. He doesn't panic. This is when he could quite easily panic, Jock. Go to smash it, do something there, but he doesn't. He takes a touch on it, he knows what he's doing, and he just lifts it into the corner. Very composed. What a blow for him. So another one, right in the stomach.
Gary Mackay's second goal of the season only. But always special joy about scoring in an derby, and Andy Gorham, I think, may even be reflecting that he should have come forward and punched that ball, even though he may have been outside his penalty area.
There's no ifs about that, Jock. That's what he should have done.
There's Brian Hamilton. McGinley lofting it forward. Here's McGinley. Derek Ferguson, tackled quickly by Kane. This is Lennon. Delicate ball into the box, just a shade too high for Billy Finlay. Well, what can you say about this Hibs first half performance? Anyone not at this match, hearing the scoreline, would have a totally erroneous impression, I reckon, of the game.
Yes, you're quite right. I'm sure that if we were going in here now at 3 apiece, then we would be sitting here saying, that's right, that's just about right for the first half. 3 apiece, teams have had good chances, although Hibs could possibly be ahead. I mean, Alec Miller, I do feel for him. His team have played exceptionally well, especially for half an hour. Gave away 3 goals that his defence could have stopped, I do feel. and not capitalised on some fine chances they've had, and they've also hit the woodwork as well.
So there's Brian Hamilton using Willie Miller. Kane's layoff. Sanderson reacting quickly, but he's had to thump that across towards the corner flag for a Hibs throw.
And if Alec Miller's ever going to earn his money, it's going to have to be today, isn't it, Jock? 3-0 down. His team have never scored more than one goal in a league match this year, and now he's got to ask them to go out in the second half and score at least 3 to get something out of this game.
So 45 minutes have gone in the first half. There have been a couple of stoppages. There's Paul Wright. A deflection will give Hibs a corner kick. So can Hibs produce something to cheer them up for the interval pep talk? McGinley is up again. He was out of luck earlier with a good header, cleared off the line. Billy Finn in his corner. Not a very good one. Retrieved by McLeod. Tempted perhaps to play the ball wide for Finlay, but that may well have resulted in an offside flag. Willie Miller back there to turn it back. Callum Mill. And the end of the first half misery for the Hibs supporters. Well, it's been the most remarkable 45 minutes I can recall for a very long time, with Hibs contributing hugely to the quality of the match. But it's these Hearts players who are going in at half-time. I'm sure they can scarcely believe that they're leading by 3-0. Goals from Tosh McKinlay, Dave McPherson, and then from Gary Mackay. And the Hibs players may well be shell-shocked at this stage. Alec Miller, the manager, with a major task ahead at half-time. He's got to decide whether it's a tongue lashing or whether it's an arm round the shoulder and some encouragement. That's why managers earn their corn, but it's a major uphill struggle for Hibs at half-time. It's Hibs 0, Hearts 3. We'll be